How are you, as a contemporary job seeker, going to navigate the world of work now that AI is taking over your job? It's literally eating up jobs. So, what is AI? Artificial intelligence essentially is a software, a robot, or piece of machinery that does the jobs that we do, the routine jobs that human beings do, but it does it far more efficiently, effectively, and precisely. But as a job seeker who is trying to get back into the world of work, or you're already in a job, but you're about to lose your job and you're looking for another, what does that actually mean? So, if we think about the worlds that have been affected, we need to just look back at the pandemic, where we saw the rise of AI, the rise of automation in the fields of logistics and manufacturing and retail, as well as construction. So gone are the days where the blue collar workers in the form of bricklayers and plasterers would be employed on construction products. What you actually have now are prefabricated components that are built by robots that literally build houses. So the blue collar workers who would undertake that type of work have been made redundant. Examples within the white collar worker world, there's a software, for example, called robotic process automation. And essentially, it sits on a computer and is able to record everything that takes place on a computer. So imagine if you're doing a routine job like payments and invoicing and recruitment. So you've got, imagine, 1,000 applications that have come through for a particular job. And you might have a pool of 20, 30 people working through that. But actually, if you're using this robotic process automation, what it does, it can literally cut the amount of time and the number of people required to undertake that. So it would be able to screen the CV, it would be able to extract your experience and then compare that to what the job actually requires. And if you get through, that's great, you get passed on to the next phase. And if you don't meet the requirement, then your CV ends up in the rubbish basket. So we're seeing this ubiquitous rise of AI, and that's leading to, obviously, to redundancy, but also depression, people losing their sense of self-value and self-esteem. And then if we set that further within the context, what's actually going on in the world as the world of work continues to change, you've got different competing positions. You've got the government that wants to retain the status quo. You've got companies that are looking for efficiencies and improvements in their bottom line. You've got service providers who are seeking high price contracts. And then you have employees and workers who are trying to hold on to these jobs. So with that context, and then with the rise of AI, where could you start looking to pivot and reapply or retrain in areas that give you a shot at surviving and thriving within the future world of work? So there are three, and I'm going to kind of categorize these as three global areas that currently AI is weak in. One is about thinking creatively, strategically, strategic thinking, strategic planning. If you're a blue sky thinking type of person, that is more of a visionary, AI has a weakness at the moment because AI is fed on copious amounts of data. Then it makes sense. It extracts nuances and patterns and then creates something, but it doesn't set out to achieve goals. So, anything requiring strategic thinking is an area for you to pursue. AI currently is very weak in the world of empathy and compassion and sensitivity, and where the human touch is really needed at the first point of inquiry. So just think about the healthcare industry as expansively as you can think about it. There will be realms within it that AI currently is very weak at. And the third area is about dexterity and agility and being adept at. So work that involves quite acute eye and hand coordination, repair and restoration. Think about carpentry and all the kind of nuances with carpentry. Currently, AI is unable to navigate that. So there are areas for you to start exploring. So if, let's say, for example, you've got coaching or counseling or therapeutic skills, then that's something that could be developed, or if you have a leaning or an interest in that way. But even though I have said that AI lacks creativity in terms of strategic thinking, but AI is beginning to make moves into the world of creativity. So previously, if we think about AI in terms of the left and right brain, AI was really servicing the analytical parts of our brain, but also systems and processes. So we saw it play out in terms of the idea of big data, data analyst and data analytics. And also if we think about it in terms of the building of self-driving cars and taking in copious amounts of data in order to perfect that operation. But what we're now beginning to see is that AI is making a move into the right side, the creativity of how we live out our lives. So if you think about the worlds of art and music and video and photography, all types of imagery or script writing, there are now software that in the form of GPTE, DAL E2. These are pieces of software that literally, if you have the idea for something, imagine you're on a beach, it's 90 degrees, you're taking in the sunshine, but you've got this image, there you are on this beach, but you also want to be, see snowflakes falling. You could speak that into these pieces of software, or you could write it, and then the software, AI generated software, can then create it. Now, it's at the very beginning of the right-sided way of how we operate in the world, the creative aspect. So I'm going to say that give it 10 to 15 years. So by the time we hit the mid-2030s, there's going to be a proliferation of these applications. So therefore, AI will be exceptionally strong in the left-brained way of operating, as well as the right brain side of operation. So take advantage of these spaces that AI is not yet ubiquitous, and either pivot straight into it, repackage your skills, or reskill, so at least you will be more effective, or give yourself more of a chance where you can enter, survive, and thrive within the always changing future of work. Okay, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.